love.
Right. Remember when Friends
I haven't seen the Three Stooges.
Well, not really.
No, but if you watch it over like,
With my daughter, we tried watching it because that's like
any good or
Cozy
no?
TV or one of those, and
The
she was
slapstick.
like,
It's silly. Okay.
Yeah.
so it's a guy thing.
How about Honeymooners?
I did like that.
Okay, great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
Technically, it's not coming in as like world-class cast, but nah.
I don't like
Here it comes. I don't like things that make me laugh or entertain me.
No.
I like things, you know.
I don't like to go into like the way.
But he also
way
doesn't
back
like
machine.
new.
That's what I'm saying. But as a kid,
Why not, though?
You know,
I just don't like it.
well, I'm 62, so 50, whatever, 5 years ago. That's not. I mean, it wasn't that old. Back when I was watching in the 60s, I mean, when do you think these shows were? Probably from the 50s. Like, I wasn't a big I Love Lucy fan. It was okay. Wasn't my go-to.
Same.
Right?
My go-to was Bewitched.
Love Bewitched. The original, Darren.
Of course.
Not the second.
Well, I guess I like them both. I just loved her.
Don't tell
and
me you
her
didn't watch
family.
Bewitched.
I was not a Bewitched fan.
Oof. See, I was Gilligan's Island. Loved it.
Yes.
I wasted so much of my life watching TV. My mom, may she rest in peace, drove her crazy. I watched so much TV, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like,
Now, I wasn't. My dad.
"You didn't have a TV."
Well, my dad was very anti-TV, so we could only watch 30 minutes a day. And
You had to pick wisely.
What?
Did you and your sister get like? Could you do an hour if you picked a half hour? No, you
No.
each-
And it was a horrible rule because my
it was
dad was
just
so
horrible.
opposed to TV because he thought everybody should just read. He's one of those guys that read a book a day. so he thought everybody should read. So, but the worst thing about it is like I love sports, but the only sports that were on back then were like baseball games, you know, or like Friday night hockey, something like that. But baseball game, like you watch half an inning, you know, like.
And then you go to the radio.
So even sports,
Then
he wouldn't like.
You go to the radio.
Then you go to
no,
the
no, he
radio.
didn't care. And then you go to the radio. He could listen. I could listen to hockey or basketball, or I could go to a friend's house and watch TV. You know, like that's what we did.
That was the workaround.
Well, the funny thing is that I'm the same way with my daughter. Like, not a lot of TV. I'd rather you be reading. But now she's a teenager, and now that she doesn't want to be around us as much,
Yeah.
she'd rather be reading. And now the ironic thing is that we're begging her to watch TV with us.
How about social?
Come on, please. No, she doesn't have any social media. She doesn't have a phone.
Really?
She's the worst.
I already had.
Oh, you are.
She
she's the
attacked
worst.
me. Yeah.
Oh, that's not fair.
was the-
I know the poor
Why?
kid. 'Cause
What does Andrew say? She's in
He's
eighth
with
grade.
me.
She's in 8th grade. How could she not have a phone? I was actually just talking to Lila about that. I said, "When did we get you your first phone?" And she's
Kindergarten.
Like, yeah, pretty much.
No. Yeah.
Because she had 2 older brothers, and she's like, she's like,
Kindergarten.
I didn't know what to do with it. She's like, I just used it to call you guys.
She has a tablet. She has
And she
a
won't
watch
go-
with a
she-
line, so
but
she
can
can
go
call
on
me.
social on a tablet.
No. She's no.
Oh, I am
social.
such a seller of that.
No
I
social.
I guarantee you, I'm putting Courtney on this. Courtney will figure this out. She'll stalk her. She's out there somewhere on social.
I have a lot to say because it's
She
also,
does use Snapchat.
Here it comes. Okay.
It's the beginning of the bar mitzvah circuit.
But that's
This is when they all go down.
chatting with her friends.
Do you have a big bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah circuit?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's over.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over, Johnny. Just at this point, it's easier just to surrender than to fight.
See, the funny thing about her is she forgets when she was 13. Like,
I didn't have a phone.
well, nobody had
I'm
a phone.
not that
You
young.
didn't have a phone when you were 13, but you were doing things that
I
you're
was
not.
talking on the phone with my friends.
You weren't.
I was.
What
you were no
else?
altar girl. Okay.
No, I was outside though. to be
We're not.
fair.
We don't need
I
to
mean,
go
I
into
grew up in
details.
South America,
I'm with Tom.
so I could be outside all the time.
Okay.
So I was riding my bike.
She's rewriting history. That's all.
No, okay.
Revisionist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Here we go. Onion. Go ahead.
No, we're not ready.
No, I'm calling that the
No,
onion. It's fiction.
not.
It's
Okay.
fiction.
Well, anyway,
All right, let's go.
moving on.
Today's show.
What did you have for breakfast?
Today?
Yes.
I can tell you.
Oh,
What?
I can tell you what I had.
Oh, I don't care what you had. She asked me what I had.
What do we care what you had? I can tell you.
I had-
expired scallops with expired guacamole, expired sushi, and there'll be something fresh in there, like a nice iced tea or something.
No, I had.
I can't say
I
with
had
Oh boy, here we go.
tuna, like
Oh my God.
Tuna?
Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up.
spicy, raw tuna with the spicy
Sashimi.
stuff. Yeah, no, not sashimi, but like
Nigiri.
Oh, the poke bowl.
poke bowl. But
How many poke bowls do you buy? And
well,
how-
you buy
Well,
the
you
big,
buy
I
you buy them like, and
I
they
buy
last,
the big thing at Costco.
and it lasts like a couple of weeks until you open it. It stinks, and then when it smells so bad, you close it for a day or two.
and it has like iridescent film on top of it.
so
little
Costco,
slimy.
Right?
Yeah.
you cannot buy like a small thing of
Of anything,
what?
you can't buy a small
Right,
thing
no,
of
it's
anything at
bulk.
Costco.
I get it, but
Right.
like
So-
it shouldn't last that long.
Oh, it lasts. It lasts.
If you put enough hot sauce on anything, it does not matter.
You can't hurt it. It'll last at least a couple days. So.
Okay.
So, yeah. So anyway,
Well, here we are. Well, we have a great show.
and
You
you're
want
gonna
to
have a very
know
good
what I
lunch
had for
today.
breakfast?
Yes. Well, no, but I know you have healthy stuff.
I made eggs. I have a technique with my eggs that I love. I put the cheese. I get the pan hot. I put the cheese in first, so it gets a little like saganaki.
Which cheese? Oh,
A nice sharp cheddar. And it gets a little saganaki-ish, and then quickly.
with butter.
No, I don't use any butter.
So just the cheese.
And then I put the eggs in, but I like my eggs underdone, so just like get them
Yeah,
real
yeah, yeah,
quickly.
yeah.
And then the Italian rustic bread from Costco. Speaking of Costco, it's great.
Their
Oh,
Italian
yeah.
rustic is good.
It's
That
great.
is good.
Slice that, toast it, throw it on, and then I put some Bari hot chardonnay on the side.
Oh, Jordan.
My only problem with that. My only problem with that.
Oh, here it comes.
Yum.
There's always got to be a problem. Go ahead.
I don't like cheddar mixed in with eggs. Like there's
your
some
problem.
certain things like
Sharp cheddar is so good.
No,
What's your go-to? Swiss? American. You got to be an American guy. Go ahead.
With eggs,
Yeah, American.
you either have to use. There's three kinds of cheese.
Hold on.
Cream cheese. You mix cream cheese in with eggs. It's great.
Yes.
Cream cheese, goat cheese,
Or American.
or American. That's it.
No Swiss?
Nah, I'm not a Swiss fan.
No feta?
No feta.
mean-
Like a nice Mediterranean feta with calamari.
I always have
So
feta,
good.
but I don't really care about feta. I'm not for.
You know what? I don't think feta cares about you, so it's even. Go ahead. What else?
Well, we have Mailbag. We have Real or Not, which is an interesting one today. On Unleashed, we're discussing college or not. Should you go to college? Should you go?
Oh, I wrote a rant about this. for
Yeah, we're
next
going to
week.
have
Yeah, I have
more
a big,
conversations on this for sure.
Yeah, this is a big topic for me. So
It is a big topic.
Yeah, I wrote a rant on this. I think next Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah. Of course, we have Bad Dog with Mr. Tom Sosnoff.
Oh, today. No, today we're doing 50-year mortgages.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you have a bone to pick with financial experts.
Well, yeah, the 50-year mortgage is kind of like a. Some people love the idea. Some people hate the idea.
Okay, so you're
I
going
just
to
think
rant.
people. I just think people should decide for themselves.
That's fine.
Who cares?
Got it. On Words of Wisdom, we're going to be discussing growth mindset and why everyone should have a growth mindset. Why it's like everyone's talking about it.
Can I change that?
To what?
The topic to it's the same. It's not a growth mindset. What it truly is something we call positive drift.
I disagree.
There's nothing to disagree with.
Okay.
Why would it be a positive?
Because a growth mindset is kind of bullshit. What I mean by that is
Only the nicest of ways.
only the nicest of ways. But a positive drift means just that you are constantly getting better. Like you're constantly improving, and you're constantly becoming more valuable. You're constantly becoming smarter. Everything's always moving in a positive way.
I just don't think they are the same thing. Because growth mindset means you fail and
All right,
you
we'll
learn
talk-
from
we'll-
it.
We'll talk when we get there.
Right. It's
talk
more
about
about failure and
Have
being
your
open to
people
failure.
have your people call
But
us
we'll talk
people.
about it.
Yeah,
We'll
talk about
discuss.
it. All right.
And then obviously we have market talk, which everybody loves, and we will be getting there. So let's move
But hold on, before
to
we start,
Mailbag.
let's remind everybody.
Yes.
Show 10 o'clock in the morning this week, today and tomorrow,
Central.
Central Time, 10 a.m. Central Time. One lucky dog. And starting last night, we are moving the show to 6 p.m. Central Time. So this week, 10 a.m. in the morning and 6 p.m. And then next week, 6 p.m. the whole week, and then 6 p.m. after that. So, and the reason for that is so that we can cover how the market closed that day, and also more people can watch. I mean, it's that simple. We're not doing a lot of stuff that has to be done during market hours. So it makes just more sense for us to get more people. We're also broadcasting now. Starting last night, we broadcast on YouTube, our own site, and we actually did Twitter last night. And then we're adding this week and next week. We're adding Facebook. We're adding Facebook, Instagram, along with Twitter and YouTube. And I think we're going to add Twitch and hopefully Kick down the road. So we'll be everywhere.
Yeah.
And lastly, a lot of you have written to us and asked about, when we're going to release our software, and we're like just entered a beta testing stage, and our software is almost done, but it's still going to be a couple of weeks before we get the whole package ready for consumer use. It's super cool. You're going to see it in a couple of weeks, and we can't wait to roll it out to everybody globally. And lastly, tomorrow will be the first time we do a call-in session after tomorrow's show. So you can line up, just write down your calls, 11:30 tomorrow, 11:30 Central Time.
It'll be about a 15-minute break.
Yeah, we'll take a 15-minute break, come back at 11:30 Central Time tomorrow, and we are going to do a call-in. We're going to test our new equipment, our new phone systems. We're going to be testing the whole call-in concept, and then assuming everything goes well, next Wednesday we will do a call-in show at 3:30 in the afternoon, soon after the markets close, and then we will play it on Thursday at 6 p.m. So it'll be a one-day delay on the call-in. But the reason we're doing that is so we go 4 nights in a row, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And the call-in will give you a chance to ask anything you want about anything. Nothing's off limits. So, that's pretty broad.
Yep.
All
It's
right?
going to be fun.
Yeah.
All right, so first up on Mailbag.
Let's look in the mailbag.
Will the Lossdog software also work for consultants to know their worth in terms of hourly or daily rates? I would love to know if I am being fairly paid or not.
So you're going to need a calculator because we're not going to break it down to hourly, but just really simple math. Whatever the annual rate is, if you divide it by 2,000, it's just quick and dirty, simple math. So let's say it's $80,000. It's approximately $40 an hour. So not complicated, but hopefully it'll work for you.
Yeah, the person that wrote me this email is obviously a consultant. And he's like, I'm not, it's hard for consultants to know if what we're being paid is fair. Now, like I mentioned last week, we had a crypto attorney that wanted $2,800 an hour. I assume you're being paid fair at $2,800 an hour, because I think that's a little ridiculous. But we settled on someone for $1,700 an hour, which is also ridiculous. But I guess my point is, consultants on an hourly basis, just like Scott said, our software is not going to break things down hourly, but if you can accurately describe the role, and you can accurately describe your own personal profile, we will get you very close to the number that you should be looking at.
Again, then you just figure out your hourly.
Yeah, you can
Figure out
with a calculator.
2,000.
And we'll continue the conversation on whether hourly should continue to exist.
What do you mean by that?
That people, remember we had this conversation, I think it was last week, about how everybody should.
There are laws. There's exempt.
You have to have hourly?
Yeah, there are laws that are exempt and non-exempt. I don't remember. You're either exempt or not exempt. I don't remember which it is. There's certain rules, and it's to protect people who are hourly.
Yeah.
Because then they have to have a break. They have to have a lunch. They have to have certain things.
I mean,
your
we
salary,
have never.
You don't. I personally don't. I don't want that in our business because I don't want somebody managing a clock, saying they're not literally punching.
Right.
in,
We
but
have
figuratively.
never done hourly. We've never hired people hourly, but we have hired consultants.
Yeah, I mean, if we have somebody,
hourly.
independent contractor.
But that could be on like a project
an independent contractor, but
pay
but
instead of hourly.
there's actually a lot of laws, labor laws around why you need to have.
Yeah.
All
That's
right,
why.
well then.
So,
Yeah. But our software will work. You just have to do the math.
Right. Next up, congrats on starting your new adventure. I love the Lossdog mission. I wonder on your new show if you will be talking about trading in markets as well.
The simple answer is yes. Now that we're going to move the show to 6 p.m., we're going to be able to incorporate the close
Correct.
into our discussion every day. So rather than be something intraday, we can talk about what happened during the day. We're not focusing right now. We're not going to focus on trading that much because we want to take. We've been talking about trading for the last 25 years nonstop. We are going to talk about our platform will have a portfolio section. So if you subscribe to the Lossdog software, you will see an updated portfolio, what we call kind of like a core portfolio. We are putting that into our platform, so you will see our core portfolio be based on percentages, and I think that's kind of cool. And we will update that, and we will, manage that. But in general, we're going to talk about markets every day. But the purpose of us talking about markets and not necessarily trading this time is just so you understand how important we think understanding financial market structure is, understanding how important equity is to long-term wealth gain.
it's a massive component. Financial literacy is critical.
Yes.
And the easiest way, and I think when I say it's the easiest because we've been doing it for so long, some people might look at this and say it's the hardest way, but trading, just being in the markets doesn't mean you have to be trading actively every day. It just means that you're engaged and you're looking. So what we're trying to do when people ask, how do I start to be able to make faster decisions, et cetera, this hopefully will be a stepping stone that will allow somebody to pick up that skill set.
Yeah, I mean, understanding what we did is we built technology for individuals that essentially creates a two-sided market for,
Which is awesome.
which gives every single person that's watching or using our technology a two-sided market on themselves. Now that doesn't mean a lot unless you understand what a two-sided market is.
Correct.
And so the markets kind of give you that kind of context and perspective. So I think you're gonna like all of that.
Yeah. Next up, mailbag. Just curious, where did the name Lossdog originate from?
Tom, all you.
Okay, so I think somebody needs to go. Who's in this room right now? I can't see who's here.
Courtney?
Courtney, are you
She
here?
walked out.
Oh, she walked out. Because our production team is in another room in the back. But I have a
Maybe I'll go and take a picture. But how do we show it?
You
No.
just take it off the wall and bring it in.
pick it up
Oh.
off the wall and bring it in.
It's right
I
there.
can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
So, all right. So I was gonna grab something right now. That'd be fun. So,
All right. Should I go this way?
Yeah, go this way.
There might be somebody sitting there. You might have to go the other way, but it's literally right outside that door. You'll see.
I'm going to show you something that
I
where
think
the
I'm
name
gonna go.
Lossdog originated from. I meant to bring it in. I forgot that this question was in here. So I've actually, going back the last 25 years, we got the question all the time, where'd the name Thinkorswim come from? And honestly, I made it up. I made it up walking around my
Thank
living
you.
room. Where'd the name Tasty Trade come from? We made it up, walking around and
But there was a little bit of your tasty cake, so here we go.
yeah, but there was just, we made it up.
Made it-
I
made
mean,
it
there's
up.
nothing up. Made it up. The name Lossdog came from, I was doing a show in Atlanta, and there was we were in the green room, and there was a poster on the
Okay,
wall.
let me put it on
Here,
my
bring it right here.
camera.
Here, just right here. There you go.
And there was a poster on the wall, and it said Lost Cat.
Should I get
And-
closer?
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
You're good.
And I loved this lost cat. This was Speckles. Does not come when calls, cold, limps, dirty. And I sat there in the green room, and this poster was on the wall, and I watched it. I looked at it for 2 hours before our show started. And I was like, I tried to buy it, and they said, we're not selling it. And later on, somebody here found the artist and the poster and asked them to, send me a copy, and I got it. Now it's hanging up on the wall. It's hanging up on the wall in our offices, and we are and I decided to go with Lossdog, and that's where it came from, which is a little bit different than just making it up because, I mean, there was no lost dog, but since I felt like Lost Cat needed a
buddy.
A buddy, you know, every cat needs a dog and every dog needs a cat.
I'm going to go ahead and put it over here for now
Yeah, you can.
because I don't want to go back out there.
Yeah. Anyway, that is where, and that's kind of the genesis of Lost Dog. Yeah.
Very cool.
Let's go to the next one.
I am a 20-year-old student and I have to pick a major. I like engineering and believe it could be my strongest path, but I don't know if it's the best choice in this job market. Will the Lost Dog software help me in that regard?
Okay, so this is one of the coolest things about what we built is you will upload your resume or your profile, as we call it. You'll give us hopefully as much information as you can. And then what you can do is you can drop in any profession that you like. So some people already have jobs. That will give you a two-sided market on what you already have. But other people like you, 20-year-old student, and let's say you're 20-year-old, you're probably going into your junior year.
Or in their junior year.
Yeah, you're trying to decide what you like. So you can drop your current resume or whatever you want into, and you can say, hey, if I'm a mechanical engineer, if I'm a software engineer, if I decide I want to go into business, and you can kind of run your profile for anything that you want to see, and you can do it by city. You can do it. Your university will already be in there, so it'll be factored in. But you can choose the city, you can choose the profession you want, and you'll see kind of, if what you make matters. And for some people it doesn't matter. For other people it's very important. You can see what the base salary is, what the kind of average, the median salary is, what the base salary is, what you should be making based on your own profile, and so you can decide. We can't tell you what your strongest path is as far as what you want to do. That's a personal thing, but we can show you the numbers. We can get deep into the statistics around numbers.
Great.
That's right.
It's kind of one of the coolest things about the Lost Dog software is that you can run it for what you currently do, but you can also run it for anything else that you're thinking about doing.
Right. And we're going to talk about that.
It's theoretical, right?
Do you still actively trade while you are building this new company? I am interested to know if you still can manage a large portfolio while not watching the markets all day. But hey, they're watching the markets all day.
And
So,
the answer is once you learn how to multitask, you can watch the markets while you're doing anything. So the answer is yes.
Yes and yes.
A huge yes.
We actively trade. Like I mentioned yesterday, I might not trade 100 times a day, but yesterday last couple of days the markets were busy. I think I made 75 trades every day, or maybe today it'll be a little less, 30, 40, 50, I don't know. But the answer is I do still actively trade. I woke up in the middle of the night last night. I made a trade. I woke up 4 o'clock
Some people
this
wake
morning.
up in the middle of the night, have a cigarette, and Tom wakes up to
Or have
trade.
a snack.
Well, I have to wake
snack
up.
at
I don't wake up for snacks, but I'm getting a little older. There's a lot of trips to the bathroom,
So you might as well get some
Comes with the
benefit out of
territory.
it. See, the problem for me, if I wake up and I go look at my phone, I'm done.
Oh, no, you mean you're
Yeah.
up?
I'm up.
Same.
Oh, no, I'm perfect. I'm not.
You could at any time just look at your phone and
anytime.
go, oh no.
So-
if I wake up,
And then
like
go
I
to sleep
actually
again?
woke up early this morning.
What?
You go right back to sleep?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
That,
Oh, I'm a
that,
psycho.
That is a talent.
that is a talent.
So I'm a
because
psycho. So
once-
here's what I do. I will check the markets first, because I wake up a lot during the night. So I will check the market. I'm not a good sleeper. So I'll check the markets first. If there's anything interesting, maybe I'll place a trade. If there's not, my first go-to is, if it's after midnight, to play Wordle. Because in the middle of the night, I will always play Wordle. Sometime between midnight and 2 a.m., I play Wordle, just to get that done. Then, after,
Get that done.
and then I will look at emails, and I might answer an email, I might not, at like 1 or 2 in the morning. Most of the time I'll just say, I'll blow it off till the morning, and that's it.
I can't. Like I woke up way before my alarm today, and I'm like, if I go look at my phone, I'm up. So let me just lie down. I lie down for a few minutes. I'm like, whatever, I'm up.
I have a theory of why you wake up so much at night. Because
To
you
pee.
drink because you drink so much iced tea during the day. That's too much caffeine.
No, it's liquid. It has nothing to do with the caffeine. It's liquid. Here it comes. Caffeine does not impact Tom. Nothing impacts him. So you're going to say
Nothing.
No.
He's Superman.
Yes.
All right.
But
Thank you.
liquid. But liquid is a problem.
All right, we're moving
All right.
on to real or not.
Real or not?
These are some funny ones.
Okay, let's see what you got.
In a move that's both techie and dystopian, grandma gets air tagged. What do we think?
I'm going 100% for yes.
I'm going to say real.
Hold on.
Although
First
I
of
already
all,
know this,
Well,
I
so I
am
shouldn't say anything.
I am technically, my last assistant air tagged me. Okay.
yeah, wait
So,
a minute. Did you ever
That's
air
fair.
tag? Did you ever air tag your daughter?
Of course.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying yes to agree.
Everybody is, the newest thing is everybody air tags their dog on the collar.
Oh, both my
We
dogs have
haven't-
it.
We haven't done it.
Oh, everybody
Both
does
of my
it.
dogs
But
have
where,
it. And
where are
they,
you worried they're going to go?
Well, they can
they
escape.
Can,
Escape
right.
where?
Well, not from
Who knows?
maybe not
you're
from a
out-
high rise, but yes.
Yeah, they're not going to escape
They
from a
can
high
run.
rise, but they're going to, you're going to be out, whatever, taking a walk. I don't know. Dogs run away.
My dogs both have it.
My
Okay.
dog.
And now they make the collars where you
With the
put it in there and
Yes.
it's perfect.
They make the collar
Yeah.
say, and
do you have it in your, no, you,
Seamless.
do you have it in your luggage? I know you don't check, but do you ever put it? I have it in all my stuff.
yeah, my luggage and my
Oh, I
backpack.
don't
Yeah.
have
And I've been air tagged for a long time, but I was thinking about my dad because he used to get lost as he got older. People would bring him home.
Oy.
You know, like random people would go, "Is this yours?" You know, that's my dad. Yeah, we'll take him.
So an air tag would have been good. So the
An
answer
air
is-
tag would
So
have
we're
been
all
really
agreeing.
good.
We're saying yes to this.
100% yes.
We're
Okay.
saying yes,
Answer is
but
No.
it is not real.
That's I don't
that.
believe it.
I don't
mean,
believe it either.
I'm going to say there's definitely a grandma out there.
Could somebody please
But-
write in and say they're a grandparent and they've been air tagged?
And-
Well, I'm a grandparent. I've been air tagged.
There we go. All right.
All right, next up, world's most expensive coffee goes on sale in Dubai for $1,000 a cup.
1000% yes.
I'm going to say yes.
I mean, in Dubai, they do stupid shit. Like they have things where people just there's so much money for some people that they just
How
want to
Oh,
much
try
money would you have to
to buy
spend?
a cup of coffee for $1,000.
Yeah, how much money? Seriously, I mean, unless you were just doing it so that you were shooting it on Instagram or something and
I
trying
mean,
to.
I've seen like $1,000 pizza before or a
But
$1,000 hamburger. They
but
put like
like-
gold on. I don't know.
Right, I
Well,
remember
but
that with gold
There was a
leaf or
place
something.
downtown that did a $12,000 martini because it came
I remember
with a
that.
diamond.
With a diamond. Okay.
You know, like,
But then you're buying the diamond.
okay, but
But who? No, I think it's
but this has to be
ridiculous.
real. Go ahead.
Has to be.
But
real. Has to be real.
It is real.
Real.
All right.
Yeah, that had to be real. Okay.
All right, next up. Trump imposes 25% tariff on Chinese-made Trump products.
Boy, I wish I could say this is real, but I don't even think he could do that.
I mean, I don't know.
I
how he
actually would have thought it was real because
I-
how is he even going to
There's
know?
a part of me that wants to
Say
think
that
this
it's
is real.
I'm gonna say as much as I would love to say it's real. I gotta say this. Is
This sounds like an Onion headline. Trump imposes 25% tariff on Chinese-made Trump products.
Well,
too
I
good.
would think it
It
was
is
real
good.
if it was inadvertently, obviously,
gonna
without
say-
knowing that they were Trump products.
I'm going to say this is an Onion-like headline.
Yeah, me too. There.
It's not real.
Yeah.
All right.
Next up, law firm embarrassed after AI submits fake citations in court.
1000% true. I've read articles about this. I've heard judges
Yes.
using AI and making mistakes, but there's like 150
That has to be so
150 lawsuits that I've read about that are not, and they make them seem like they're absolutely factually correct and they're completely.
Wow.
AI
So-
hallucinates a lot.
Yeah.
And AI also, like AI is awesome, but the one thing is you really have to go back
You have to fact check.
and you have to fact check. And the fact that they submit fake citations, in
100%.
court, 100%.
And think about how much more they can bill.
Yeah.
So it's got,
That is real.
yeah, it had to be.
That is real, my friends. All right, next up. South Korea halts flights and stock market for parents to pray for their kids' college entry exam.
As much as I would love to say out of the love for their kids they're doing it. I got to call BS on this. I'm going to say no.
That's crazy if it's true.
I'm going to say no.
South Korea, and like, there's a few countries in Asia that are, I mean, college. It's not like the U.S. where everybody can basically pay for college, or everybody can send their kids to school, and so the level of competition for college entry exams in like China, in Japan, in Korea, is off the charts. I mean, and these kids are, I mean, this is almost like life or death. They
So you're going with real.
100%. I can't believe they'd shut down the stock market, but
But in what?
I mean, if you
What
just
religion?
said
What-
that they
what
pray
do
for their
they
kids
pray-
to
what
get an entry
religion
exam,
in South Korea? Is it Buddhist?
I don't know. Yes or no?
I need to figure this out, but
I think the praying, I don't really think they're very religious. I just think I think I'm going to say yes. I think they do.
Saying no.
it's real.
Yeah.
Flights and the stock market.
Yeah. I don't think it's like all day or something.
And they love trading stocks.
So they halt it. So they
That's
don't
what it said,
close
halt.
it.
No,
so maybe they halt it for 2 hours or
Yeah,
something.
something like
Or 10 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But still,
Wow.
that's a big
That's still kind of
I mean,
crazy.
That's insane.
That
Can you
is
imagine if they
insane.
did that in America?
That
You
is
like-
insane.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
speaking of getting into college or not,
Yes, we're going to be discussing college or not. Should you go to college? Should you not? Should you take a job right away? On Unleashed. So let's do
this
this.
is a topic that I absolutely love because, like I said, I'm going to rant on this next week. I've already started to
Yeah.
write a rant. The argument right now is that something like 25% of people of a certain demographic that are unemployed have college degrees, which is a crazy high number. I'm not suggesting that 25% of people coming out of school. I think it's more like 8 or something.
9. I think it's 9 right now.
Something like 9. But 25% of people of like a certain demographic between, I think, 22 and like, let's say 40 something, the people that we're going to help on with the Lossdog software, this group has almost a 25%, there's 25% of
Yeah.
people unemployed do have either a bachelor's of science or the arts. And so that throws a lot of questions out there as to, a lot of people question not the validity so much of college, but just,
Whether it's worth the
the
cost.
risk
the
return.
return.
It's the
on
time and
investment.
it's the time
the
and
risk
money.
return. And so I think that it's an important question, but let's do it.
Especially with the,
Because I'm very opinionated on this,
yes, I know you
and
are.
not the way you might think.
No, I know. Anyway, let's move on.
Well, go back. You
You had to read it.
didn't read it.
Oh, okay. Cost versus return. College costs, on average, $27,000 a year for public school. This is average. Remember, people. Don't
This
come
is
out.
not room
This
and
is
board. This is
average.
strictly
Yes.
tuition. This is tuition.
$58,000 a year for private, on average. An average student loan debt is between $30,000 and $40,000 once you've graduated.
Yeah, that's
This is again average.
Yep.
Lifetime earnings up of 1.2 million versus high school grads. More than high school grads.
Yeah.
Unemployment 2.5%, college versus 4.2. So almost double for high school.
I'm going to mention something on this slide that's also important because this is what we're building here. So with respect to worker equity and with respect to worker fairness, or worker inequity and worker fairness, the lifetime earnings of somebody that graduates school is $1.2 million greater than someone that just went to high school.
Right.
But what we believe is that person with that 1.2 is leaving a couple more $1 million on the table
Right.
because they don't know what they're worth.
This does not include the Lossdog number.
This does not include the money that we think they're leaving on the table.
Right.
So that number in lifetime earnings between high school grads and
Should be
between
a lot
college
higher.
grads, it should be
Should be a lot higher.
And over time, that unemployment difference of it's almost double. And that's not going to change. Okay, it's absolutely not going to change, especially in an era of greater technology and more sophistication, everybody's becoming more technologically savvy, and education is going to be more important than ever going forward.
Agree on that. So we have alternatives to college. There's trade school, which is cheaper and shorter, on average 1 to 2 years, and from the get-go they can start making average of $59,000 as a median salary.
Okay.
Right? Boot camps about $14,000, and that's like fast tracking to 70 plus on tech jobs.
Sure.
Salary. And then we see entrepreneurship.
Boot camps are relatively new, the last 2 decades.
Yes.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship involves high risk, high reward, and no credential barriers. Agree?
Yep.
Oh,
You don't need credentials. I mean, if you're
But
starting a
go
business.
back a slide just for a second.
okay.
So when you look at this, I think these are fair. These are very fair alternatives.
Right.
But I mean, I should say, in the world that I've lived in, which is not necessarily,
Today.
well, no, it's the world I live in
It
now.
might not be representative to.
Yeah,
go
I mean,
to
we live in a
mass.
big city, in a wealthy,
Correct.
in a wealthy
yes.
big city. It's a little different than, it's not representative across America, but I will say, I don't know that many kids that went to school with my kids or other people who went to trade schools right out of school. I do know a lot of kids, including my own kids, that when they got out of school, they went to boot camp. Like my daughter, when she graduated college, she went to an engineering boot camp because she wanted to learn how to code, because she thought it would make her more valuable. And I think it really did help.
And I think it's critical to point out here that the way that this is being framed is that if you have the opportunity to make any of these decisions, a lot of people don't have the luxury
Correct.
to say, I could do any of these, I can't do this one, I can maybe do this, or I can
And the one
maybe
thing
do
I
that.
think that you left out of here, an alternative to college, for some people, is going into the military and hoping that
That pays for their
that
college.
pays for college when you get out. That's
Yeah, but
another-
we're talking if you want to go to college.
No, I
Correct.
understand.
Or
if you
not.
want to, and if you have the opportunity.
It's not
to.
how do you get to
No, I understand. It's an alternative, though.
Right. So college or not? College, we'll say will cultivate critical thinking, writing, communication. Trades and boot camps teach job-specific skills, offer faster entry into the workforce. And college grads tend to pivot more easily across industries. So we're just discussing both, right?
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, there's nothing on this I would argue with.
No.
Great.
And,
Yeah.
And I
because
can
we're
say
arguing for an education.
100%,
for sure.
And I could say from personal experience that I have one of my 3 children went, but it wasn't for him, and he stopped. And I think it was the right decision for him, at the time, to stop. And if you would have said that to me prior to him doing it, I would have said, "There's no way. He's for sure going to go and complete." But it just wasn't. The timing wasn't right, and the situation wasn't right.
Right. We're going to take a poll, by the way, so make sure you vote. How important is a college education today? Not you guys. We're going to talk about it.
And on a
viewers
resume,
are gonna vote.
where you went to school, I think, matters for the first few years, and after that,
And then it
I don't
doesn't.
think it matters.
I agree.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, you are not going to, other than for certain, maybe tech jobs or, but somebody without an incredible amount of experience and references, you're not even going to look at that person without an undergraduate or a graduate degree,
Yeah, but
or potentially a
But
PhD.
the problem is if you categorically, if you're hiring and you categorically say, I refuse to look at somebody unless they have a college degree, you are eliminating some very qualified people that may not have gone, but may have spent 20 years in the industry and built up an amazing skill set.
Maybe outliers,
Yeah.
but still.
Yeah. So
That's
exist.
the risk, but that's the risk you take not going to school, is that you get shot
yes,
at.
yes,
For
it is
sure.
a risk, but I think it's short-sighted as an employer.
I mean, you
if
can
they-
say that, but it's hard as an employer. You post a job, you get 1,100 resumes, Okay, you don't have the time. I mean, you have to eliminate certain people.
Okay, but to say for me, just to say that they went to college or didn't go to college, I'm trying to think of anybody, if I've ever hired anybody that didn't go to college.
We have hired people. I can think of people on most of them are either devs and or network people that we've hired direct out without a college degree.
I mean, trading on the floor in the pit, I know a bunch of guys that did
half the pit.
Right,
But
didn't
that's
go to
because that was the home of the degenerate loser. I mean, that was the
present company included.
Degenerate loser.
Present
I mean,
company
all of us. I mean, that was
You guys
was
included?
That was
I guess.
That was for alpha male rejects.
Yeah, no, it's
I
true.
mean- I mean,
it's true. I was there.
Was there
and it's
anything
true.
better though? No.
There's nothing better, but that was a very special place for
Yes, it
people
was.
that they weren't a good fit for anything else. So I
For
mean,
general society.
they weren't a good fit for general society. I mean, the trading pits were.
They were different.
There was a certain group. The one thing I think you would agree is that if you took a look at, let's just say, the 500 or so people or 400 people that stood in the same pit that we did, they were all the same.
Yeah.
Every person was exactly the same. I mean, some people had, law degrees, and other people never even made it out of 10th grade, but they were all the same people. They're all the same.
I'm not going to
deficiencies.
curse, but someone might say they were all a-holes.
They were, but that's just the nature of that business.
Right.
But
I think there's Reddit threads of hundreds of people
Talking about traders.
talking about traders.
my favorite is I showed you that clip back from the
It's great.
Robert Downey Jr.
When it comes out.
Yeah, I think everybody should just Google it. Robert
The
Downey Jr. has
documentary.
a unbelievable, after he visited the pits in Chicago, he basically said, I've never seen so many assholes in my entire life, in one place.
It's a good rant.
But, I mean, to be fair, most of my friends today are from the trading pits, then. And, you can squeeze a few good people out of there, I guess.
Yes, for sure.
But
So we're going to talk about making the right choice, like aligning education with career goals and return on investment. Consider learning style and financial fit, because, again, somebody might not be fit for college, but
understand.
they'd be better for a trade, right? Combine paths, community college, work online,
So-
online learning, etc.
I'm going to say that I actually don't agree with this slide, aligning education with career goals and return on investment. And I'll tell you why, because I'm a perfect example. I studied, it wasn't really a business degree when I went to school, but I studied political science. When I got out of school, it was the middle of a recession, and there were no jobs. It was way worse than it is today. Interest rates were 20%, there was no jobs. And the first job interview I got was on Wall Street. I knew nothing about Wall Street or business, but I got a job interview. And I got offered the job on the spot. And the reason was because I had learned to be a good bullshitter through 4 years of being in school. I mean, I had learned.
I would refer to as being a good salesperson.
Good salesperson. I had learned how to network and present different topics. I was able to answer their questions in a way that other people couldn't. And that's from maturing through 4 years of internships in politics. I interned in House of Commons. I interned in the New York State legislature in Albany. All those things were for lobbyists and for speakers, litigators. So you have no idea.
I think unless.
I mean, you didn't study this. My daughter didn't study
No, I
business,
think
you know?
unless, again, going back to the person who was talking about an engineer, if you're going to be a mechanical engineer, electrical engineer,
That's a
or
little
whatever, that's different. If you're going to be you want to go into coding, that's different. That's that's what you're going into. But basically, a doctor, obviously, but think about the undergraduate degrees that attract people going into law. It's not, you don't study law undergraduate, you study English, you study history,
Right.
you study, whatever.
Right.
So I think I think it's unfair for somebody in their late teens, early 20s.
I think it's unfair for a 17 or 18-year-old
to say
yeah.
what should my career goals and return on investment. Again, to your point, I had no idea.
Do you want to know what your return on investment is? Your return on investment is that over 4 years, even though you screw around and get drunk and party and do whatever you have to do, you are growing up in that period. You are making friends that are different from the friends you grew up with. You are interacting with different people. You are opening yourself up to different types of education opportunities, and that may or may not turn you on.
Okay,
And
but
it
that
completely
means with
changes.
any college.
Of course,
you're
it's
saying.
knowledge.
So then return on investment is, why would I pay for Harvard?
Wow.
Or maybe
Because
not
there's a
Harvard.
big
Because-
difference.
Why would I pay?
Because you're
There's a
going
big
back to the
difference.
networking component
Okay,
that we talk
so
about all the time. Then
Then
you're-
you shoot for Harvard because you want that return on investment.
Of course, you shoot
No?
for the.
Yes or no?
It
That's
depends. You
different.
shoot for the best place for you. It does make a difference where you go
Thought
to
I
school.
lost
It
my
does make a difference how far you get in
Right.
school. I mean,
Right.
it doesn't necessarily matter that if you had a 3.0 or a 3.6 at Harvard, I don't think that matters too much, but it's important to you. That's where it matters. It's important to you because you walk away from there a lot more confident.
Fact.
Okay. So align your education with career goals and ROI?
A lot of kids, before they go to college, you think you're the smartest kid in the room. Like,
and then you get slapped.
in high school, you walk around like, hey, I'm going to this school, I'm 100 times, I'm smart. This school is actually, I didn't get into the school I wanted to, so I'm going to this school, which is, I'm probably going to be the smartest person there.
That's a very U.S. thing, yes.
Yes, and then as soon as you get there, you realize, oh my God, I'm not the smartest person here. I'm
Right, I
freaking
don't know
average.
anything.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, yeah.
And it opens your eyes to a lot of stuff. Because when you grow up, you're kind of the average of all your friends. That's who you are. You're the average of all your friends. And when you
That's
go to
interesting.
school, when you go to college, you're the average of all those friends.
It is a little depressing. If I'm the average of my friends.
Go to the next.
All right, next. So college pros. Social and cultural growth.
Yeah.
Develops independence and soft skills. Diverse campus life broadens perspective. Networking. We've talked about this before. 70% or more of jobs are filled via referrals. And better long-term health, insurance, and life expectancy.
Sure.
This is seen in studies over and over again.
Yeah.
There is so much to the college experience that's not in the books. And that's what people, I think, need. Anybody who's
where you grow
questioning
up.
this, that's where you grow up. And that's what people who are questioning this and saying, is the return worth it? Is taking on the debt worth it? And all these things. And those are individual questions that somebody has to
Correct.
answer on their own. But it's not just saying, oh, what classes am I taking and how much am I going to learn and what am I going to do with the information I learned out of textbook A, B, or C. It's everything else that adds up to the entire experience, which for me, my comment has always been, if you can't afford to go and you have the opportunity to go, it is the 4 greatest years because it's just you could be you could recreate yourself, you get to learn, you get to study, and there's really very little responsibility, very little.
I'm all in that if you have the want and the opportunity, and I don't care how much money you have to borrow, go to school. And don't listen to all the other bullshitters. Don't listen to all the people that tell you don't have to. Don't listen to anybody that says it's not worth it. They are completely full
Yeah,
of shit.
just go and get a degree in anything.
It doesn't matter what you do.
Just get it.
Just get it.
I agree.
That's your first experience in networking. That's your first experience in really dealing with life on your own.
Yeah.
And it's so important. It's a game
Yeah.
changer for
Yeah.
everybody.
We all agree on this one. And then we have a chart that shows estimated lifetime earnings by path. So this is public university, private university, trade school, and boot camp. Lifetime earnings are,
Well, I mean, this is pretty obvious on here.
right.
It doesn't
It is.
matter if you go to public or private school.
Right, you're going to school.
Yeah, you go to school.
You're getting an
career
education
earnings
because
will-
even if it's a trade school or a boot camp,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
that's obvious.
Yeah.
And then this one is unemployment and poverty by education level. So on the right-hand side, you'll see high school grads. Poverty isn't blue.
I mean, if this stuff doesn't it just should be, it strikes
This is
you.
painfully obvious.
Yes, exactly. This is our argument all along. And I hate the other argument. I don't accept it at all. Keep going.
And these are the top 4 toughest acceptance rates colleges in the U.S.
Yeah, these schools, I obviously did not apply to any of these schools because they would have all rejected me. But yeah, that's interesting. Probably just should have, just for the hell of it. What was the toughest school that you applied to that you knew you were going to get rejected?
Okay, I'm a complete idiot, and I applied to one school.
No, you're not.
One school?
I applied to one school. I was so lazy that I had, and this goes back
That's pathetic.
before the Common App.
You knew you wanted to go there, and you
I knew I
liked
wanted to
it,
go
and you had a
there.
great time.
I had the
So what's wrong with
application,
that?
So I went to Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. I had my brother and sister both went there when I was in 8th grade. I went and visited. I said, this is the greatest place. I'm coming here, and I loved it. But I had the application. This is how lazy I was. I had the application for University of Wisconsin-Madison on my desk. It was 1 page front and back. There was no essay. There was nothing. 1 page front and back.
Wow.
I refused to fill it out. I remember afterwards, I looked at my parents. I'm like, because my parents said to me, how are you only applying to one school? I said, I'm going to get in. And they're like, what if you don't? I said, I'm going to. And then afterwards I said, how did you only let me apply to one
Yeah, how did they
school?
let you do that?
Levi applied to one school, Max applied to one school. They both got in. Lila applied early action to a school, got deferred. She applied to, I think, 25 schools. How many schools do you apply to?
I don't remember exactly, but
Because when we were there, there was no Common App. Now it's the Common App.
right. I think I applied to.
Well, I was in Ecuador, so
I
totally
think I
different
applied
story.
to like 6 or 7 schools.
Yeah, which was that, I think 6, 7. Those probably the sweet spot. I mean, now it's probably 20 plus because it doesn't matter. You just might have to modify the essay
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I just wrote the other night. I wrote recommendations for somebody applying for a PhD program. Some kid I know and like, and I filled out 21.
21 pages?
No, 21.
Oh, you filled out 21
right.
referrals.
But we're getting
Recommend-
chatty today,
Yeah, let's
and
go.
time is running.
All right, let's go.
We are going to go to Bad Dog, where Tom
yeah,
has
daily
a really good rant prepared. So let's
Daily
do this.
rant. We do a daily rant on One Lucky Dog. Each day, pick a different topic. Yesterday, I decided to rant on billionaires,
Mega billionaires.
mega
Mega.
billionaires.
Mega billionaires, not
Mega-
just billionaires. That
Not
would be
just
a
your everyday
little- that would be
billionaire
too- that
like
would be-
Scott.
That would be too ordinary.
Yeah, this is mega billionaires. But today, 50-year mortgages. I have a bone to pick with financial experts. So the 50-year mortgage. More options versus fiscal responsibility. Hi, I'm Tom Sosnoff, and I have a bone to pick with all the financial experts who think they know best what mortgage options working Americans should get to choose from. Let's talk about the newest idea being floated around, the 50-year mortgage. Some financial pundits are losing their minds over this idea, trotting out amortization tables like they're presenting at a CPA conference. It costs more over the lifetime of a loan, they scream. Yeah, we know. Everything costs more when you stretch out the payments. But here's what these spreadsheet warriors are missing. For millions of Americans, the alternative to a 50-year mortgage isn't a fiscally responsible 30-year mortgage. It's really no mortgage at all. Do the math. That's $226 monthly savings on a median home price, which could be the difference between home ownership and permanent renter status. And before you lecture me about building equity slowly, let me remind you that renters build exactly zero equity while watching landlords raise their rent 8% annually. A slow climb onto the property ladder beats standing at the bottom holding a calculator and feeling morally superior. Here's the dirty secret nobody wants to admit. We've already decided that some people deserve access to leverage and others don't. We're fine with rich kids getting family loans at 0%. We're cool with investors leveraging multiple properties. But a working family that wants to stretch their buying power over 50 years instead of 30, suddenly we're the National Bureau of Financial Paternalism. I love options. Give people options. Let the markets work. Stop pretending your amortization anxiety is actually a concern of the working class. Drop the paternalism, trust people to make their own financial decisions, and stop gatekeeping the American dream.
Harumph.
Very good. Woof.
It's a fun one. I mean, this we do every day. Some of them you're going to love, some of them you're going to hate. This one's not that controversial, but just, you know what? Let people
It's
decide.
a piece of your mind. Yeah.
what
Let
difference does it
them
make?
decide.
Yeah, what difference does it make?
It might open someone's eyes. I don't know.
Well, it might make home ownership available to people, that it
Well,
otherwise.
it's been talked about for a while now. It's not a new idea, so
It's not a new idea, but it hasn't actually been rolled out that much.
right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Next up on Words of Wisdom, we're going to talk about growth mindset. I like it. Scott likes it.
I like positive.
You
grit.
disagree. I don't think we're on the same. Anyway, let's go on. Get in there. Belief in continuous learning. That's what growth mindset is, which is not, I don't think is the same as your positive thing. But anyway, people with a growth mindset see learning as lifelong, positive or negative. It's just learning.
I see learning as lifelong.
Right.
I feel like in the last 25 years, building 2 different companies, and now this is our 3rd one, I see that we've learned an incredible amount through all of them. We learned technology, we learned financial media, and now we're learning kind of something a little bit different. And
A lot different.
A lot different. And it's fascinating to me. So what drives me crazy is when people kind of turn it off and go, I'm kind of done. Whether that means retire, I don't know what it means. But for me, that's when you kind of shut down. Your entire life, you should be learning.
That's right.
Never stop.
1000% agree. Every day. Try to learn something every day, and if you have the opportunity, we're really fortunate to have this opportunity here. We're trying to build something that, we picked a direction, we picked a lane that we don't know anything about, but we'll see what we can do.
Right. So growth mindset also means embracing challenges. And we have talked about this over and over again, and we will continue because people are reticent to taking on a challenge. And
Everything we build
and then
is a challenge.
how do you even know if you're going to be successful if you don't even try?
Which we talked about yesterday. I think this falls under the heading of you have to learn to become comfortable being uncomfortable.
Right.
And pushing yourself can frequently lead to a level of uncomfortability that for some people they just don't want to deal with. And for me, within reason, obviously, you don't want it to be painful, but uncomfortable meaning you're not really sure, I have to do some research, I have to do some extra work, put some extra effort into it. But typically the rewards are, they're amazing if you push yourself.
Everything that we've built successfully has been one giant challenge, and we've challenged every single person that's come to work for us, including Sol this time around, along with a lot of other people here at Lossdog. And I think, that is the key to really building fun businesses.
Right.
Every business should be challenging. Every business should be fun, especially when you get to a certain age and you can afford to have that privilege, you got to do it. Everything should be fun
Seeking
and challenging.
opportunities to expand your knowledge and improve your abilities.
Yep.
So go and find opportunities, even if it makes you uncomfortable.
I think hopefully at some point it makes you uncomfortable, not even.
Right. Persistence in the face of obstacles. So more effort when it gets challenging, and setbacks are reframed as temporary and valuable experiences.
This is
Easier said than done.
True.
but it's so,
But it's crucial.
and it's correct. And again, so long as you're not knocked out of the game, you can pick yourself back up. And I think you find out so much more about yourself when you're faced with issues that you're questioning whether or not you're going to be able to overcome them. And then you learn, you go, you know what, I was able to do that. And now you've built a better foundation for moving forward. So
Persistence, longevity, right?
all of it. And setbacks, hopefully you look at them as learning lessons. They better be learning lessons, because if they're
Right.
not, then you're probably going to repeat whatever the setback was. But if you learn from it and you grow from it, move on.
Right.
Yeah, to me, this is just common sense.
Yeah, but it's not.
You'd be surprised.
For a lot of people,
No.
they have a setback and they can't figure out how
And
to
they
get
give,
up.
or they give up
I understand that. For me, this is common sense.
because you have a growth mindset, but other people don't necessarily. Seeing effort is necessary for success. Mastery requires work. Effort doesn't signal weakness. It's just part of gaining time.
Well, we're not that smart, so we're never going to be outworked. That's the way I've always looked at it. You know, like, you can be smarter, but you're not going to outwork me. And that's a fact.
That
Yeah,
is a
that's a
fact
fact.
because you're up at 3 in the morning.
That's what I've taught my kids, most importantly. You know, like,
Trading.
we may not be the smartest, but you're not going to outwork us. And that's, oh, look at you. All that
Here, do you need help?
technological training and look at you. But
It's like,
here's-
keep talking.
How many people does it take to get a mic on?
It's because you have to put this thing in here.
anyway, we are,
So now place it.
I have long been just a huge proponent of just bust your ass and everything kind of works out.
Thank you. Sorry.
I wasn't.
Keep talking.
Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Oh,
I mean,
can't be
I feel like
I
people,
think that's good.
Thank you.
I feel like people, especially younger people today, do feel like there needs to be much more balance in their life. And I think you can have fun. And I think that certain measures of success based on how hard you work may give you less, quote, balance, life balance, but they pay off in spades.
I agree. Especially when you're young, you should be working the hardest.
Yeah, and when you're young, you should be taking the most risk, not
Agree.
just trying to get by.
I see, and you and I have a different understanding or thought process on on that balance. And I am much more, you are much more towards the work, and I am much more towards the work when I'm working and then play when I'm playing. And you know, you made a comment, I think yesterday, about legacy. And legacy is created over time, not at the end of your life when all of a sudden you look back and you say,
Right.
oh my God, I have to do something, so
Right.
I'm going to give money away so I have a wing named after me. And to me, I don't want to look back and say, I wish I would have taken time to go do, you know, ABC, whether it's, you know, there's a long period of time when we started Thinkorswim that I just was never around my kids, I wasn't around, and I missed it. And then I felt like I was able to pick that up later. You can never get that back, but I was able to do it in a different way. So it's personal.
There's a trade-off,
Yeah.
no question about it. I traveled for the last 25 years. I missed a lot of my kids growing up.
And I appreciate
wouldn't-
traveling.
I wouldn't, now that I know how overrated kids are, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
How about grandkids?
But
How about grandkids?
well,
Are
I can't
they
say
overrated?
not yet, not
Okay.
yet. But your own kids, you know, at some point, like when they're growing up, you're thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. These kids are wonderful. And then when they get older, you're like, oh, the little bastards, you know.
Let's hope they're not watching.
Well, I left everything to be with my daughter for 10 years.
In a couple of years.
But here, I'm picking up again. So anyway, here we are. Next is learning from feedback. And this, we had a conversation earlier. Scott and I disagreed because we're saying welcome critical feedback and don't take constructive criticism personally. Scott, take it away.
Yeah. I think if somebody asks for feedback, then that's fair game, and hopefully somebody can give them information that is valuable. I personally think constructive criticism is bullshit. And when somebody says, I'm going to give you constructive criticism, I think all they're doing is being passive aggressive and they're attacking you for something. So I actually despise when somebody says, can I give you some constructive criticism? Because to me, it's just them saying, here's what's wrong with what you're doing. Now, if somebody legitimately wants feedback, that's great. Then you should be able to give them whatever you think is good.
Okay, so as a boss,
Yeah.
you give feedback.
Yeah, but not constructive criticism. I give feedback. There's a big difference. Like to me, if you're criticizing somebody, as a boss, I would always try to gently navigate and lead. If I see that there's a mistake, I would say, okay, listen, I'm not going to tell you that there's a right way or a wrong way, but the way you're doing it to me doesn't seem to be the most efficient or the most effective.
But I see that as constructive criticism.
And I think that's just being critical. That's just being aware of a situation. To me, when somebody says constructive criticism, there's always a huge negative in there. Like, here's where you messed up. Here's where you went wrong, as opposed to
maybe it's semantics.
Okay.
But
maybe.
I think you are the king of constructive criticism.
Oof, that
No,
hurts.
no, but in the right way, because you will.
I do it the right way.
Oh my God.
No, oh my God.
Can I just
No.
explain it?
Here it comes. I can't even.
No.
Go ahead.
No.
Here it comes. You stink. Go ahead. Here's
Exactly.
You stink. All right.
That's crap. Just redo it. Like,
It
I
sucks.
agree with him. It's passive. I hate passive
I
aggressive.
don't care.
Constructive criticism.
Blah, blah, blah.
I would
Just-
much rather say to you, listen, you write something and I don't like it. I go, this sucks. Do it again.
There's something that comes to mind. I'm not going to call the person out, but a person on the desk, they made a mistake. It was bad. And at the end of the day, somebody called up and was screaming, force this order in. I got to get this order in. And they panicked, and the system correctly rejected it. They put the order in, and it was a huge trade, ginormous. They purchased crazy amount of premium. Then afterwards, the person's like, what'd you do that for? That's not what I told you to do. And we went into the weekend with this, and the person, I got a call, it was during COVID, so I got a call. And they said, what do you want to do? I said, well, there's something we can do. We're long premium. I said, we have to pray for like a giant down move on the opening because it was a leveraged product, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The person called me and said, am I going to lose my job over this? And I said, well, I have to say, I've seen a lot of mistakes. This is the worst one I've ever seen. Not even close. They're like, wow, that makes me feel better. And I said, I will do what I can to defend you. I said, you better put your cap on right now and pray for the down move. Market opened down big. Customer made a lot of money on the trade. No harm, no foul. We moved on. But what I said to the person, I sat them down and I said, you better learn from this. I said, you have to figure out, there's a reason why the system blocked the trade. You can't just let somebody scream at you and say, get the trade in right now. I mean, it could have been a complete disaster. It turned out it wasn't. So in my mind, no harm, no foul. I think the person got the message.
Tom, anything else to say? No. Being inspired by others' success. Like, let others' success inspire rather than intimidate you. A lot of people can get intimidated, for sure. Especially if it's peers,
Yeah, I think that
right?
there's a lot of truth to this. And I mean, you know, we've been lucky in our lives. Most of our friends and others have been able to accept success, you know, stuff like that. But you lose a few friends and you lose a few, you know, we've recently experienced a situation where, you know, somebody in another firm doesn't want to do business with us because they think, you know, I don't like you because you've been successful. Literally that. And I'm like, who cares? I don't need you.
And it's funny because this never ever enters my mind either way.
Well, a long time ago, one of my friends who was super successful early on, like this is when we were still on the trading floor, but he had sold his business. And he said to me, he goes, I go, this is amazing. He goes, yeah, but I lost a few friends. Like it bummed him out. And I'm like, I get that, but that's, you know, it is what it is.
They weren't your real friends if you lost it.
No, they
That's
just couldn't
right.
handle it. They just couldn't handle
Then they weren't your real friends.
it. They just couldn't handle it. I've lost some
Okay,
friends.
but that's not a real friend.
I've lost some friends and they were real friends. They just couldn't handle it. I'm telling you, it does happen.
They couldn't handle it or they couldn't handle you.
They couldn't handle it. They were really good at handling me prior to that.
That's not easy.
It is not easy. I can attest to that. This is a part of Lossdog technology that's going to be on there, and it's not Tom's favorite necessarily, but I find it useful for us little people who are not billionaires, that you can see what are the kinds of things that you're missing in your career and how you can get better.
Yeah, every day we try to show a little piece of the technology, and this is just the hurdles tab. I mean, it's, we generate this from all the information that we collect on your profile, and it just helps to give you some context around things you can do to kind of raise your score and to raise your
So
value.
it's positive feedback,
Yeah, it's positive.
or is it constructive criticism?
Positive feedback.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, we have a few minutes left for market talk. So let's take it away. What's happening today?
Well, SPOOs have been moving all over the place, and since they were unchanged when we went on. Now they're up 34. Nasdaq's down 12. Gold's up 54. What's funny, gold, silver's up 3/4 of a point. And it's funny because I said those weren't moving. Bitcoin back off a little bit, 87,250. Ethereum, 2,900. 10-year, 4%. Bond, 17. Not much is moving. Apple's doing well. What's odd to me today was that AMD, Nvidia, and Micron all got hit. Google higher, but not nearly up to where it was. I mean, Google traded to trade pre-market 32, 33.
I sold
332, 333.
I woke up early this morning and I sold Google at 331.26.
Yeah, and that wasn't the high, so it was a
No.
little bit
It traded at least $1 higher, maybe even more. So Google's sold off, $10, $12.
Yeah.
$12, $13. Nvidia, when I woke up this morning, was trading 176. It's 175 right now. So and MU was trading right
It's
here.
a big move for Nvidia.
And it's a big move for AMD.
Yes, I haven't looked to see if anything in particular what happened.
Well, it's funny. Tomorrow's rant is on AMD and Nvidia, and I
don't know what the rant is, but
I'm not going to tell you yet.
I'm fascinated to hear. Think about Nvidia traded up to 212 and change. Then it sold off. Then on earnings it got up to 195. Now it's 175. It's a big sell-off.
Yeah. This morning my trades were to buy a little Oracle, which opened really low this morning, and sell a little Google. So far so good on that one, but so far so bad on selling S&Ps. So I came in short, sold some S&Ps yesterday. So I came in short today, S&Ps and short NASDAQ. I put a bid in below on NASDAQ, and I got hit, which I was surprised I put a bid in. And then it dropped another 100 points. I'm like,
Can't believe I put a bid in.
Can't believe I put a bid in. and now I can't believe I got filled where I got filled, which is a good trade. The bad trade is I sold a bunch more S&Ps today, and I scalped them once, but up 35 is not good for a short position.
No, I sold a little SPX premium this morning, and I don't know why I took it off, because I'm like, something just didn't feel right.
Yeah,
It's
you
probably
were worried about the downside.
when they were down 45, they came back, and I made a little bit of money on it. My guess is it's working right here. The two that I'm interested in right now that I have no position on, if gold gets back over 4,200 or silver over 52, I would look to sell.
I am less interested in those two. I feel like, and I'm less interested in the bonds at 117.25. They're not that interesting to me. They were in the 116 handle. I think that what we're seeing here today is some crazy volatility. I mean, down 40 to up 40.
Fast.
But it's the up 40 today on the heels of what happened the last 2 days that is a little, that's a little disheartening for the shorts.
Yeah.
I feel like, I felt today you needed to sell this rally, but I was nervous about this week being a shortened week and a holiday week.
So close Thursday, half day Friday.
Close Thursday, half day Friday, and tomorrow is usually like
slow.
I got to go out and buy whatever stuffing mix I haven't,
And I think there's bad weather ripping
Yes.
through. Right.
Through most of the country.
Yeah, well, for sure the eastern part of the country. So.
Well, that'll make travel just a ton of fun.
Yeah.
But look, NASDAQ actually just unchanged on the day now. Crazy moves. I feel like we're in a, like I wanted to say at first, between last week the huge sell-off and then the rally, and then today we're moving around like it's there's a lot of volatility, even though volatility's been kind of collapsing. And today the Russell was super strong all day. Volatility I thought was a little strong this morning, and it's softened up now a little bit, but the Russell was crazy strong this morning, and that threw me off. And the S&P's rallying back, 80 to handles. That obviously throws me off. NASDAQ's rallied back a few hundred handles, almost 400 handles. I think it's down 3 something. So almost 400 handles. And it's a weird day when you have all these stocks that are lower. And you're looking at them like, how's the market rallying with AMD, Nvidia, and Oracle, and these stocks just getting killed. I mean, I know Meta's up and but Google's
Apple.
up just a little.
Yeah. Microsoft, you got some big ones up.
Yeah.
But some big moves for sure. So my guess is we'll see if
So next move from here, rest of the week, what do you think?
Well, I think it's going to slow down, obviously, coming into the holiday.
Yeah, sure. Tell us something we don't know.
No, I understand that. I'm going to say that this rally is not going to hold. So I would not be surprised to see them if they were unchanged by the end of the day. It would not surprise me.
Oof. This rally scares me a little bit. Scares me a lot, actually, because I'm going to short NASDAQ today because it looks like crap. But this has been the kind of market where one day the NASDAQ's down 100 and the next day
Up 500.
it's up 500. Right, exactly. So I'm gonna get a little short the NASDAQ when the show's over, and that's it. I mean, I'm gonna stay away from a lot of these stocks. I do think Google blew its brains out this morning, but time will tell.
Well, I think the target from Loop Capital was 325, so it blew through that. So what do you do if you were an analyst when it was 270? You said it's going 325.
You know what's cool? If you're Warren Buffett,
Yeah, you just made like $1.5 billion.
yeah, but I know it's cool. It's cool just to say, it's cool to buy as much as you can buy, and then just say, hey, I bought all this Google, and then watch the stock go up $40,
Right, $50.
$50.
Right. Yeah, he just made whatever billion on a $5 billion investment. He made $1 billion.
I guess you earn that right. You earn that.
That's called power in numbers.
Yeah, pretty wild.
All right.
Anyway, so as we wrap up today's show, just a quick reminder. Tomorrow, the show will be also at 10 o'clock in the morning, but tonight we'll replay the show at 6 p.m. Central Time, and tomorrow we'll replay the show at 6 p.m. Central Time. But immediately following the morning show tomorrow, I know this is all a little confusing, we are going to do a call-in segment for 1 hour. We'll remind you again tomorrow. We'll post the number, and Scott and I will answer any questions you have on any topic, and we will play that, I believe we'll play that on Thursday night, Thanksgiving night. We'll go head-to-head with the NFL. Nobody else wants to go head-to-head with the NFL.
Bring it on.
We'll bring it on. I can only imagine my family sitting around, and I go, hey, I got to put that Scott and I call in while we're eating Peking turkey.
Not gonna
I'm
go
really
down
excited.
well.
I'm really excited for the Peking turkey.
We have a Peking turkey. We'll tell you all about that tomorrow. Anyway, thanks so much for listening today. We went on for just about 75 or 76 minutes. That's what it tends to be every day. Have a great evening. Have a great day. Have a great evening. And if you missed the show, watch it again tonight. Tell people about us.
We'll see you tomorrow.
And hit the subscribe button.
Thank you.
And join our wait list.